Our judiciary is changing, embracing reform and modernising. The judges we interviewed spoke enthusiastically about their work.
What I really love about being a recorder is when I work with a jury. And as well as that, what I love is that there's no agenda other than the agenda of making sure what happens in front of me is fair.
So I look forward to going to work to do my job for two reasons mainly. One is that I like the area of law that I work in. It's a specialist jurisdiction. I only deal with social security law. It can be complex, but it deals with real life situations, and I can make a difference in people's lives.
When I work in the upper tribunal, I really enjoy the intellectual challenge of having to deal with the pure law points of statutory construction that come up to me. And as well as that, overriding all of that again is the sense that what I do absolutely has to be fair, and that is the only agenda that I'm applying.
And the other reason I like the job is because it involves a lot of interaction with people, and I'm interested in people and I like hearing their stories.
I've had an interesting path to the bench. I actually went to university and studied engineering, and I used to use soldering irons when I was a kid and burn the carpet. But it's interesting the direction in which the judiciary are going, because it's all about technology. It's all about digitalisation and virtual courts. In fact, in the Magistrates' Court, we've gone completely paperless. So all that technology is now merging into what I do on a daily basis. And I have to say, for me, I love it. I love the technology. I'm not saying it doesn't create its challenges, because it does. But for me, using computers, voice dictation, virtual courts, it's making the job far more interesting.
I would encourage anyone who's interested in a career in the judiciary to start thinking ahead, plan ahead now, have a look at the competencies, the skills and abilities that are required, and see how you meet those now, and if not, what you can do in the interim period to gather evidence so that when it's the right time for you to apply, that you are able to demonstrate that you are the right person for a career in the judiciary.
I know many judges come into the post with absolutely no experience of the jurisdiction in which they're sitting. It's actually quite normal. I remember my first post, which was as a parking adjudicator. Other than receiving parking tickets, I have to say I knew nothing about traffic management orders and the rather complex law there is in relation to penalty charge notices. So do think outside the box. It doesn't have to be the area you're practicing in.
Anyone who's thinking of applying to become a judge, I think, would learn a lot by going to watch judges in action. Most hearings in most of our courts and tribunals are public hearings, so members of the public are welcome to come and observe what goes on. That's certainly the case in the tribunals where I work. And through watching judges in action, a potential applicant could learn a lot about what they want to do, what they're interested in, and what skills they can see in action.
Since the Constitutional Reform Act of 2005, the Lord Chief Justice has been the head of the judiciary in England and Wales, and he carries out his responsibilities with the Judicial Executive Board and with the Judges' Council. And the Senior President of Tribunals is the head of the Unified Tribunal System, and he carries out his responsibilities through the Tribunal Judicial Executive Board. Much more information about the Lord Chief Justice and the Senior President of Tribunals and their respective roles, and indeed about the judiciary as a whole, can be found online at www.judiciary.uk.
Yeah, the judiciary are committed to the change which is inevitably coming. It means we have to do things in a different way. And the public wants to do things in a different way. It expects, in many walks of life, to be able to now sit on their couch and sort out issues in their life. And that means the reform programme is committed to providing services through digital platforms. It means that legal remedies can come through an iPad or through a video link. It means that courts are accessible in different ways. Historically, of course, you had to turn up at court. But in the new age, The judiciary are looking to make the courts more accessible through the use of technology.